Peace, light, and love. It is your man, J-Pharaoh. I'm going to do a little offering to the Spirit before I get into this. The highest divine white light for our ancestors divine, for our soul tribes. I am J-Pharaoh. I've got a message for you all. I want to share something because I know a lot of us chosen ones, those of us who have higher vibrations, those of us who are spiritual workers, light workers, empaths, chosen ones. I want to talk about this gang stalking that we experience in the spiritual realms. Now that manifests here in the 3D, you know what I'm saying, in the physical realm, we experience this. These people who arrive at the same time as you that cause complications in your travels and your journeys. And say if you walk into a store, as you know, you pulling up to a store and there's somebody who then power walked across the street to try to, get to the door of the store to meet you at the precise timing that you have parked your car, walked to the door, and here comes this person at the exact second of all seconds. They have crossed a highway on foot and walked across the parking lot to be at the entrance of a store at the exact time that you have driven to the store, parked your car, and walked to the entrance yourself. And they, maybe they're belligerent. Maybe they are super negative. Maybe they keep crossing your path in the store, causing you complication, spewing out this negativity. This is gang stalking. When you'll go to a store and I'm gonna make more videos on this, and I'm not gonna really rush myself because it's YouTube. I know people want quicker videos. I'm gonna talk this through because I'm gonna make more videos about this, and I know that you all know what I'm talking about with this gang stalking. Those of us who are anointed, those of us who have high vibrations, those of us who have spiritual callings, spiritual abilities. I've for a very long time now, I've had experience where, wherever I live, there are people who are going to be around me and be in my environment who seek to cause me harm, who seek to complicate my travels, who try to steal my peace. God has told me that in this time period where He is elevating elevating me, Shuni, stop! In these moments, so where, I'm delivering this message, and then there are people outside of my home making noises that are interesting enough and alarming enough that my dog decides to bark at them. Those type of things. Things where people are doing things in the precise moments that will cause you complications, that will slow you down, that will possibly stop you from doing something in a particular moment. They're trying to steal, kill, and destroy the efforts of the devil, of the enemies. So this is what happens. And you've been noticing this, and you're not alone in noticing this. I'm making videos because I'm like, man, I need to hear somebody talk about this because this shit feels suffocating. These heifers can't hurt me because of my power, of my energy, of my anointing. They cannot hurt me because of my anointing. But what they try to do is try to force themselves into your reality to steal your joy, to lower your vibration. You're in a really good mood and you figure you're going to step outside your door for a moment to get some fresh air and bask in the amazing God energy that you feel, this gratitude that you feel, this good vibes. Maybe looking good and feeling good, doing well, all this good stuff. And then you decide, maybe to step outside your door. And what are they going to do? They're going to be out there waiting for you. There's going to be some unpleasant person meeting you at your door. Somebody who's sitting on the sidewalk waiting for you in your good feeling moment when you're feeling good and happy. They're waiting for you in your happy moment when your vibration is high because you're happy. You're feeling good about yourself. Maybe you accomplished something, so it raises your vibration. Maybe you looking good, so you feeling good, so it's raised your vibration. Maybe, so many different things. Maybe you just meditate. Maybe you just prayed, something like that, and so your vibration is higher. You vibing, you feeling good, right? And then you go and step outside your door, and the enemy, the Decepticon, is fucking waiting for you at the door. And what happens when this person, this belligerent person who's at the sidewalk, sees you and then, tries to come up to your door because you open your door and they saw you? That unpleasant experience does what? It lowers your vibration. That is the goal of this energy, this gang stalking. When you go into one, so I've literally, so many different things. For real, I could write a book on it, honestly. This comes from a college educated man. I could write a book on these things, So I know what it takes to, comprise a book. I could write a book on how you go into one store, have this weird, eerie energy of somebody present in the store. They're there. And for me, I can feel it. I psychically am aware of their vibration. It has a, I want to call it an energetic scent. I don't really smell it, but it has like a feel to it. I can feel them. I'm saying, immediately I come across someone, I can feel them before I see them. I know that they're going to be somewhere where I'm about to head to. So I'm headed somewhere and I can feel that presence, that demonic presence, present where I'm about to be. I can feel, that draining, that is an eerie karmic feel to it. And so maybe you go to a store and that same weird person at the store that you saw that was kind of weird in your way and lowering your vibe, you leave that store, you go into another store that's about 2 miles away. You get to that store 2 miles away, and guess who's there pulling up at the same time as you? The same person who was pulling up at the same time as you at the last store you were just at with that weird energy. This is what they do. They stalk us. They literally stalk us here in this physical realm in ways that you try to tell someone that they might feel like you are crazy, you're being paranoid, that you're delusional. I'm making this video because I'm like, man, I'm going to make a series on this, but I said I'm going to right now. I just got to the crib a little while ago, walked my dogs, God bless, and so I just walked into the crib, took care of some things, and I said, I'm going to make a video on this because I'm not the only one who's going through this. And I can tell you, I could cry, I could weep, wanting to hear someone tell me that they experienced this too. Because yes, I'm psychic, and yes, I know that I'm anointed and I have, got this calling on my life, but I don't have other people around me. There's no one else in my ear telling me about these spiritual things. There's no one else. Even though I come from a line of dark witches, it's very interesting. One side of my family practices dark magic. Other side of my family practices white magic. My father's family is a divine lineage. My mother's family is of an evil lineage. It's very interesting how that all works out for me in my life. And it sounds like delusions or what have you. You take it or leave it. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to believe what I'm saying to you with 813 on the clock. Which makes 111. 8 plus 3 is 11 with that additional third 1111. You know what I'm saying? So, new beginnings. We're in alignment. We're waking up. We're seeing things for the truth, for what they really, truly are. So I'm making this video. I'm at 8.5 minutes now. So I'm going to go ahead and begin to close it. But I want to let you know that if you feel like that there are these energies that kind of jump from body to body, these people who feel like they're stalking you because everywhere you turn, you're driving, and then you know how the roads intersect. There's no cars up ahead at all, but once you pull your car up, here comes a car zooming to meet you, perpendicular to you. It happens all the time. There's nothing in front of me, but there are ways. There's a hallway intersecting with my path. There's no one there ahead of me, but in the second that I go through, there's gonna be someone who comes and bum rushes and they want me to go like that, like, oh, you just bumped, about to bump into me. They love to try to touch us. They love to try to touch us. They love to try to get our attention put on items. So say they were at what I really noticed they love to do. I'll tell you my story. They'll be buying beer at the store. It happens so often. Now hear me out. I'm so serious when I tell you this. This is one thing they really do in my life. I'll go into stores, gas stations, and so often, and I can't tell you how often, when I say so often, so incredibly often, there is a person there and they got like a case of beer and they're doing everything in their attention to get my focus on them. With 111 on the clock, as I was saying that, and then 118, one of my favorite numbers. They go there, and maybe you notice it. And I pray to God that this is confirmation for someone out there, because I'm trying to give someone what I wish someone would give to me. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear someone say this shit is happening in my life. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling you that it's happening in my life, because I know that I'm a witch. I know that I'm anointed. I know that I have these abilities, these powers, and it is what it is. I know that I'm a pharaoh back on planet Earth again in human form. Again. I am a king again. Truthfully. And what happens, and there's so many of us who are anointed like this. 11:11 on the clock. So, I'll go into a store and I don't know what they use this beer for. Maybe it's for ritual. Maybe it's something that they use beer for. And then what they'll try to do is when you walk in the store, they're going to be making a scene, making a lot of noise, doing whatever, cutting in front of you, standing in front of you, whatever the case is, and they're going to have a case of beer. Or like, a can or a few cans of beer that they're trying to get your eyes, your attention on, because our mind is so powerful. You know what I'm saying? So because we have these abilities, you know what I'm saying, all we gotta do is put our mind on something and we make it magical. We give it so much power just by putting our attention on it. So they try to put our attention on these items. They're trying to harness our energy. They're trying to, with that ding, I don't know if you heard that ding is confirmation. They're trying to harness our energy. They'll do it with gadgets. They'll try to have you hold their cell phone. They'll try to get your cell phone in their hand. Because what have you been doing on your phone? You've been putting a lot of energy into your cell phone, right? By touching it, holding it, talking into it, looking at your phone. It's a lot of your energy in your phone as an actual device. You know what I'm saying? I have, so whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Your laptop, so anything that you might hold in your hand. You know what I'm saying? That putting energy on it. And I gotta pee now. Jeez. But, I can pause it. Hold on. So I'm back. I hope this message finds someone. I'm going to wrap it up. But I want you all to know that this is happening to me. It's happening to us. And I really want to put this message out there because I pray that someone who needs to hear that confirmation that this shit is happening will get this message. Because this is happening. What they exactly want, I'm not 100% sure. What I do know is that it is about our energy. They want our energy, and they want us to keep our energy from rising. So they want to take our energy for themselves, and the energy that we do have for ourselves, they don't want it to become too high. And they do these things by way of distressing us. By, you're walking through a parking lot, and there's a car that comes racing in your direction and stops this close from hitting you. And they're like, oops, I didn't see you. That's an attempt. That's an attack. Because what happens is when that car is coming at you and you're looking at this car coming and stop that close to you, your energy blasts. Like a cat that's startled. The cat got startled. That's energy. Your energy went kaboom. And they're trying to suck it up. They're trying to, it's like money's raining from the sky. And they're trying to get all the bills they can. All the bills they can from the money that's raining in the sky. Because when our energy is nothing more valuable than the energy of God. There's nothing more valuable than the energy of God. And we are God. God's anointed ones are extensions of God. So this is happening to us. They're going to be following you, the places you go to. As soon as you walk out your door, they will try to be on your phone. They'll try to send messages to your phone. They'll try to get your attention. Because once you put your attention on something, you're putting your power in that direction. And as you're putting your power in that direction, they're trying to harness it to somehow store your energy. That's why they want your attention on like a cell phone, because they can take your energy in like a battery. The phone can, any object can become like a battery to store your energy, something to trap your energy into. So then when they do their rituals or whatever the fuck they are doing with our energy they are trying to do, they need ways to be able to kind of collect our energy. So they'll use things like beer bottles, cell phones, any gadget, a watch, a ring, metals, conductors of energy. Things that conduct energy, that can store energy. During sexual activities, they want us to have orgasms inside of them. They want us to, have walk into their circles and watch whose house you go into. It's a powerful thing. I for work have to go into people's homes, and I can feel, and I know that these people are really not who they present to be. But I have to trust in my power that, what I'm saying, because no weapon formed against me shall prosper. No weapon formed against us chosen ones shall prosper. And I'm not going to keep dwelling on this, but I'm going to make more videos on this because it comes with the power. All this happens because of the power. And what does God say about this? God says, toughen up. God says this is a privilege to have this power. It is a privilege to be one of God's anointed ones. It is a privilege to be one of God's chosen ones. So as we experience this stalking that happens, they try to get to us any way they can while we're in our homes, whether it's through a cell phone, emails, making noises outside of our homes, things like that. Because these are energies that jump from body to body to body. And people, just like in the Matrix with the Mr. Smith, and how the people that don't have control over turning into Mr. Smith because they don't have the power to stop it. That's what happens when we walk outside our door and we interact with the general public or our family and friends. It's not that because the enemy, the devil, will use anyone. They'll use your kids. They'll use your pets. They'll use anything that they can tap into to attack you as a chosen one, to lower your vibration, to stop you, to slow you down, to steal from you, to kill you. God forbid, in the name of the highest divine white light. I make this video because this is really happening. And like I said, I wish somebody would say these things to me. And I have watched videos where people have said these things. But I wish I could have someone in person to say these things to me. And I wish I knew of more videos. So I'm going to make this video to be yet another person to say that this stuff is real and this is happening to us. Because we are spiritual royalty. We are ultimate power in the spiritual realm. This is true. This is so true. So yes, we are being stalked. They cannot hurt us. They try to get us to hurt ourselves. So we have to be incredibly careful. They're trying to steal your peace. So the thing to do that God has told me to do that has been working the best for me, and this has been years after years after years of a journey. Of course, there has been this major shift in the past couple of years or so where you really feel and see these spiritual things happening on a whole nother scale now, planet-wise. But one thing that's been really helping me is that you must have a forgiving heart, a forgiving mind. When these people are turning into Mr. Smith off of the Matrix, or when they're being tapped into by the enemy, by the devils, when these devils take over these humans' bodies, or when these devils that are already, when there are all these bodies completely possessed by these beings that know you're about to be somewhere, that have already intentionally made their way to meet you, because they've been stalking you and spying you in the spiritual realms. People feel us before we arrive. Like we feel them before we arrive. We have a higher level of consciousness of what it is that we're feeling. But people feel us before we arrive. The room shifts as soon as our mind gets put on that room. When you make your mind up that you're headed somewhere, as a chosen one, as an anointed being of God, you've already become present. in that space energetically. We're just that powerful. It takes nothing for us to 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 take over our space or to be present, to travel, to be places. We can't help but to be outside of our body, influence things that are, maybe are across the planet. There's nothing to it. There's nothing to it, right? 222 on the clock. So these energetic beings that are stalking us, we must have a forgiving mind and a forgiving heart. And to focus on the good that we are manifesting in our lives. Focus on the good that you are manifesting in your life, my brother, my sister. You have to forgive them so you can let it go. You know that it is the enemy, it is the devil trying to steal, kill, and destroy. So you ignore it. You don't necessarily ignore it. You forgive it. You overstand the situation. You have that consciousness, that awareness to forgive and focus on the good things that you are manifesting in your life so that your vibration stays focused, your vibration stays high. This shit hurts. It's so tiring. To the point where I'm like, I don't even have anything planned out, written out yet, but I know I'm going to make a series on this because this is the privilege of the power. What comes with the privilege of the power? Because yes, you get privileges with such power, but you also have, such great responsibility, such great obstacles, challenges, this stalking, this jealousy, these experiences, these supernatural experiences that people don't believe actually exist, and it becomes very lonely of a journey because you can't really express yourself and tell people the things that you experience because they have no idea what you're talking about. And even if they think they do have an idea of what you're talking about, if they themselves do not have the power within them, it is impossible for them to actually understand. These are things that can only be understood by way of experience. With 2222 on the clock. Only with experience can these concepts be understood. People might want to understand you right. People all the time want to feel like they understand and know what you're talking about because nobody wants to feel like they don't understand or know what somebody's talking about. All the time they want to say, I understand and I've experienced these things. And it's like, no, bitch. You're not a witch. You don't have supernatural power. You don't have supernatural abilities. You're a basic, regular human. But you have no idea how basic and regular and how human you are because you don't have the ability to understand what it means to not be human, what it means to be supernatural, what it truly means to have powers and abilities that are beyond the physical world. They don't know what it really means. That's where that feeling of being an alien comes in. But there are many of us who are empowered, who do have spiritual, supernatural abilities, and but the thing is, because of what God has ordained it, God has made it, we're so spread out across the planet that many of us experience it in a way where we feel like we're completely alone. 144,000 amongst billions. Among billions of beings on this planet, you have 144,000 of God's anointed, chosen ones. There are truly extensions of God where there's no separation, where you are talking, looking, smelling, and hearing God, whose voice makes the heavens and earth tremble, whose presence makes enemies crumble. 144,000 among billions. That's it for now, my friends, my family. I am J-Pharaoh. Peace, light, and love. I'm speaking only truth, and I pray that I can help someone. You are not alone in being stalked out here. We are being stalked for our power. They want to steal our peace, but they cannot. We must keep ourselves from hurting ourselves because that's the trick they try to do. They want to cut you off in traffic so that you'll do something to cause yourself to get in trouble. They're going to come up on you in person so you'll come out your mouth and say something negative. They'll call somebody else, who's a parent of a kid that you work with, see you out there in the middle of public saying something rude and outlandish out your mouth. Trick you into doing something that'll hurt you. But we rebuke the enemy, the devils of the planet Earth and spiritual realms that seek to steal, kill, and destroy us in the name of the highest divine white light. I call upon my ancestors to be present in this space and to bless me and to bless my family as we need to. For though we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, we shall fear no evil. For no weapon formed against us shall prosper. Peace, light, and love. I am J-Pharaoh. Please like and subscribe. And until next time.